Okay, welcome back, blade lovers. This old sword with you. And I've got a different and unique knife today. I know I say that a lot, but this one has its own special characteristics. It is a Kizer. It is called the Zugang. 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 And there's lots of history and meaning behind this. By the way, this is a discontinued knife, although I picked it up recently through Amazon at a good discount. I think it was just a little over 100. These started out at about 180 or so when they first came out. So for the quality, for what you get, it is a lot of bang for the buck here, whether or not you happen to like the design. So let's take a look and then we'll talk some specs. It is not a heavy knife. It is entirely a titanium handle that's been milled out on the inside fairly extensively. Let's get a light in there. There we go. Lots of milling, both sides of the handle. Very nice titanium clip, has kind of a high style to it. Lanyard hole. Tip up right hand carry only. This has changed a little bit from the original, so if any of you are familiar with the original, this now has a hardened steel insert. I believe the original did not. The original had a hole right there, very typical of some of the Chinese broadswords, what they call Dao and PuDao and various other pole-mounted weapons. I'm trying to think of one, but name escapes me. I do have a background in Chinese Kung Fu, so, you know, the blade shape is familiar to me. Unfortunately, places like Knife Center are calling it a reverse tanto. Oh, please don't beat me to death with that name. The characters are very interesting. This is the old style characters, not the new kanji type character, but the old Chinese original characters have a different kind of shape and pattern to them. I do not read Chinese. However, I want to thank a review that was done by Birdshot, Frankie and Bird, like 4 years ago on this knife. And the translation, see if I can get to it here. The characters are ancient Chinese direct. This is from an entry by a user, or a viewer rather, on their site. Ancient Chinese direct translation, 10,000s country, access or connected, generally means every country, everywhere, can be understood as always accepted or always connected. So altogether translated to modern language, accepted everywhere. Because the concept comes from currency, Chinese coins, and kind of like, American Express, so don't leave home without it. The joke was made. So these are seen both in coins that are shaped or were shaped like knives and actual coins. But that's roughly the translation, that it's accepted everywhere. Because the design was taken from the coins which were shaped like knives. Okay, got all that out of the way. So it does have some history. There's your Kizer branding. It is an S35VN blade. The model number is KI4439. And it's an in-house design. There's the name Zugong. And what do we got on the tab? Oh, not an in-house design. Azo Design Group. So it is an Azo design. Very thick stock on the steel. And as with many Kizers, let's get back out just a little bit. As with many Kizers, terrific action. Drop shut. I oiled it up a little bit. Can't recall if I did any adjustments. Had this a day or two so far. But no, sorry folks, that's not a reverse tanto. That is a Chinese cleaver style blade. It's a shame it isn't made anymore. There is no jimping on the top. It's smooth. I know a lot of people would like that. It's a full-size handle with a good guard. Nice pivots, typical Kizer pivots with kind of the vortex there. T8. And while you look at it, I will run you down some specs from Knife Center. See if I can pull those up again. Okay, got a blade length. Let's start with overall. Overall length, 8.46 inches. Blade length, 3.71 or 94 millimeter. Got a close length of 4.75 inches. The blade material, as I mentioned, CPM S35VN. Hardness 58 to 60 Rockwell. They're calling it a reverse tanto. Just seems to be like a catch-all for anything you can't describe by other blade shapes. It is a hollow grind, stone-washed finish, 6A14V titanium. I got a handle thickness of only 0.48 inches. It's a frame lock folder, and the blade thickness, by the way, is 4 millimeters. Okay? So there you have it. And I like it because the ergos, that roundedness with only one finger choil and then plenty of room for the rest of your fingers, works quite well. Doesn't feel like a big knife, although it's roughly 8.5 inches long. Another change they made, because I took a close look at the review done 4 years ago by Birdshot, and that was fully open with pillars or standoffs, barrel spacers, whatever you want to call them, in the back. This now has a backstrap or backspacer, solid titanium. So that change was made, and the change was made to include the hardened steel insert. The hole, however, was eliminated, and according to Kizer, that was out of deference to Spyderco. Apparently you can't put a hole in a blade without risking getting a lawsuit, if you will, from Spyderco. Kind of a silly thing, because the Chinese had it way before Spyderco did. Generally they would put a steel ring through there or have a series of holes with rings through them. So for whatever reason, they removed the hole. It made it sort of unique. It's too bad that they had to do that. Suppose you could send it out for modification and get the hole re-drilled. The handle looks nice. It's a bronzed anode titanium, which fits perfectly with the concept of an older Chinese type knife or sword, right? Cleaver. So let's do a few quick comparisons of the Zugong with a few other blades. Here is the Benchmade Freak, full-size Freak. I don't know if there's a mini, maybe there is. Just about exactly the same length. Going larger. Ontario Rat 1. A little bit longer, maybe ½ inch. And the Griptilian. Smaller knife. Handle about the same. Blade on the Zugong is longer for sure. So again, there you have it. Kizer Zugang, discontinued, but still available here and there. Might be something you like. I've heard from people that use it as a working knife all day long and love it. It's a great blade shape with a really nice continuous curve belly, a very defined point, but yet with plenty of meat. Cleaver styles are getting popular again, so and yeah, thumb studs, flipper, whatever your preference. Kizer Zugang. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe. This old sword, signing out.